weird. You know how, remember like back in the day, like comedians, stand-up comedians, I swear, used to say like, "Hey man, girls love us when we're dating, but once we're single, they don't want none of this." And I feel like that's somewhat true, and at the same time, usually of the older generation, like, because I actually saw like this weird like these TikTok comments the other day where like women were saying like if he's like 40 and unmarried, he's actually like a problem, and I'm like, whoa, that's unhinged. Whoa.
Well, I remember, what's funny is I remember when I was on Tinder and, because that was my first dating site ever. I was 19 turning 20.
Yeah.
And I remember the ungodly amount of fucking 30 to 30, almost 40-year-old men who were matching with me. And I'm sitting here going, like, I hope they don't want kids now. Because that's a middle-aged kid shit. That's 2 kids in, is how old these are. And I'm 20. I don't think any of these men are earning enough for me to have kids this early. You guys are probably a manager at a local grocery store. You do not have the funds for me to be a stay-at-home mother at 20 years old. And it was just like, I should have seen it as a red flag because that's what it is. I didn't because I was just laughing at how, like, you're matching with a 20-year-old and you're 32. You're 34.
Yeah.
Like, come on. What do you expect out of me? Truly. Like, what are the things here?
Well,
and so
you know,
that's
yeah.
So definitely, like, as someone who's now, I'm gonna turn 26 in June, I'm definitely going, like, yeah, if a dude's in his 40s and he's, like, doing this shit, it definitely is a red flag because you're 40 and single. And I'm not saying 40 and single is a bad thing, but when you keep having issues, someone's the problem. It's not your exes.
Yeah. No, I mean, absolutely right. I mean, that's the thing is that level of self-reflection.
It was interesting because I did match with a girl before I went on Bumble, and she sat there and she was trans and she was like, "Is that okay?" I'm like, "Dude, I don't care." And then I was like, "Should I care? Because this is a big deal, apparently. I don't give a fuck." And then she ghosted me. And I was like...
Rip. Yo, the amount of, like, what are these people called? Au pairs? The amount of au pairs on Tinder back in the day? What the hell was going on with that, man?
I don't know. It was interesting because I was like, oh, wow. Like, that was my first, because, undoubtedly when I was educating myself on the LGBT community, I never met a trans person. And so I matched with someone, I was like, oh, this is so fucking cool. And then you ghosted me, and I was like, I thought we were getting along well. What happened?
Ghosting's crazy. If you look it up on Wikipedia, apparently ghosting is like a strategy of, like, some kind of, maladaptive psychology, and I'm like, damn. That's weird.
I hate ghosting because remember that Reddit story we read where the guy still thought he was dating her and he had ghosted her for 5 months?
He ghosted her for 5 months? Is that ghosting anymore or ignoring? I mean, because there's like this closed amount of time.
Well, he ghosted her and then she thought they were over and then he came back like 5 months later. I was like, I can't believe you're cheating on me.
Oh, like, that one. Oh, yeah.
And then she thought she was single because you ghosted her for like 3 months or whatever, or 3 weeks or however long it was, and it was just weird. So I hate the term ghost. I don't like when people ghost because I might as well just come in, oh, the vibe's not there. alright, fine. You know, like, I had a dude on Bumble just before I met you. And his name was Mike, I think.
Please.
I don't know. I was just trying, because he asked me what I did, so I asked him what he did, and he's like, well, I'm a photographer. And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my god. He didn't see that on my profile? I said I did, but I wanted to ask you more about it. It wasn't really descriptive.
Wow.
And
Oh,
then,
so
like,
he
we
must have
hang
been
out.
like an up and coming like freelancer.
I assume so, because there was it just said photographer at, you know, whatever. He didn't talk about it. So when I asked, he was like, hey, you didn't look at it? And then I was eating sushi with one of my aunts, and he had unmatched me, I think it was, because I was like, I can't see his name. I can see our conversation, but I can't see his name. And what happened is he had unmatched me on Bumble. And I'm like, that's your prerogative? But that's really fucking weird. Because we were we were having a good, what I consider a good conversation. And then you just unmatched me because what? I didn't infer what photographer was. I'm like,
You didn't
what
infer-
the
yeah,
fuck
yeah.
is this shit? And then I met you, and then, you know, I deleted my profile and stuff because I was like, oh, this looks like to be a good thing. But it was so funny. It was the funniest thing to me. So I was like, just tell, like, I know, like, unmatching is good, and I know you don't have to tell anybody, but I feel like even with friendships, I feel like ghosting is weird. It's a weird practice. Like, if you genuinely go out of touch over the years, I feel like that's fine. But, like, then don't text me every, like, 2 years. Just leave it.
Don't text me. Just leave. Yeah.
Like, I really like my Facebook things, but, like, don't come back and be like, I'm so bad at texting. I'm sorry I ghosted you for 4 years. I want you to be a stranger, and I want you to occasionally like and laugh at my Facebook posts. That's all I want. You know, the occasional happy birthday. I don't need anything more from you. At that point, we're done. You become
Apparently, there's a weird like resurgence in My Little Pony now, because it's getting all over YouTube Shorts. Go figure.
Oh, really?
That's how you know shit's coming back. MLP Film.
I think, when did that come out? Because I remember.
At least like 2012. Let's see, because it was on the Hub, and the Hub had classic cartoons. But then there was also in My Little Pony from the 80s. It was weird. MLP Film release. When did it release? No, not October 6, 2017. Get out of here. 2010. October 10th, 2010. But so you had My Little Pony Friendship is Magic 2010. Then you had My Little Pony come out September 15th, 1986. So yeah, there was a My Little Pony from the 80s.
Well, because I'm trying to figure this out, because Twilight came out in 2008. Vampire Diaries came out in 2009. Now, I didn't see Vampire Diaries until season 2, and I went back and I watched season 1. So I would have seen Vampire Diaries in 2010, and not 2009.
Yeah.
When it originally premiered. So I would have... Oh my god. Hold on. Because I went to high school in 2004.
So Vampire Diaries is older than My Little Pony. Friendship is Magic. So yeah.
Well, because I'm trying to figure out if I was in the age range or not, and I don't think I was. Because I think by that time I'd had the figures already. I already played, because I played with I played with the My Little Pet Shops. I did play with My Little Ponies. I played with Bratz dolls, Barbies. I played with the Polly Pocket.
Oh yeah, Polly. Amorous.
But by the time My Little Pony TV show came out, I think I'd grown out of that demographic. Because I'd also grown out of, because a lot of people reference Good Luck Charlie. I saw it when my other shows had premiered, like, you know, the new episode, and then they came on always after.